Hello, word fans, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Hello Word. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm thrilled to have you join me today as we delve into the intricacies of another fascinating English word. Today's word is compromise. What does it mean? How do we use it? Let's find out. Compromise as a noun refers to an agreement or settlement of a dispute that is reached by each side making concessions. It's all about mutual give and take. Think of it as a way to find common ground when opinions or needs clash. Instead of one person getting everything they want and another getting nothing, both sides meet somewhere in the middle. Now, let's explore some synonyms for compromise. One word that immediately springs to mind is settlement. For example, the labor union reached a settlement with the company after weeks of negotiations. Another synonym is agreement. You might hear someone say, they came to an agreement on the price of the house. A third synonym is understanding. As in, after a long discussion, they reached an understanding about their responsibilities. We can also use the word concession, which emphasizes the act of giving something up. Both sides had to make concessions to finalize the deal. Lastly, consider the word middle ground. For example, finding middle ground is essential for a successful negotiation. Now, let's look at antonyms, words with opposite meanings. The first antonym that comes to mind is stalemate. A stalemate is a situation where neither side can move forward. The negotiations reached a stalemate and no progress was made. Another antonym is disagreement. For example, their disagreement over the budget led to a heated argument. We can also consider the word conflict. The conflict between the two countries escalated into a war. Another antonym is discord. As in, there was a lot of discord within the team due to differing opinions. And finally, think about the word contention. The contention over the new policy caused a lot of division. So, how do we use compromise in everyday life? Well, it's everywhere. Imagine you're deciding where to go for dinner with your family. You want Italian, your partner wants Chinese. A compromise might be ordering takeout from both places or choosing a restaurant that offers both types of cuisine. At work, you might need to compromise on a project deadline to accommodate other team members. In relationships, compromise is crucial for resolving disagreements and maintaining harmony. You often hear phrases like meet halfway or find a middle ground. These are often related to the act of compromising. Some common expressions are, let's compromise and watch your movie tonight and mine tomorrow. Or, I'm willing to compromise on the color, but I really want this model. Here are some example sentences and phrases to illustrate the usage of compromise. The government refused to compromise on the issue of tax reform. A successful marriage requires compromise and understanding. The company had to compromise its environmental standards to cut costs, which was unethical. They were unable to find a compromise, so the deal fell through. It's important to be willing to compromise in order to maintain good relationships. He refused to compromise his principles, even under pressure. The final agreement was a compromise between the two parties. She is known for her ability to compromise and find solutions that work for everyone. A little compromise can go a long way in resolving conflicts. We reached a compromise after a lengthy negotiation process. Don't be afraid to compromise. It doesn't mean you're losing. So, to recap, compromise is all about finding common ground through mutual concessions. We learned some synonyms like settlement, agreement, understanding, concession, and middle ground, and contrasting antonyms such as stalemate, disagreement, conflict, discord, and contention. And we explored how compromise is used in various everyday situations, from deciding dinner plans to resolving conflicts at work and in personal relationships. Thanks for joining me on this linguistic journey. I hope you found this episode insightful and helpful. Now, before you go, I have a small favor to ask. If you enjoyed this episode of Hello Word, please consider subscribing to the podcast and leaving a review. Your support helps others discover our show and continue learning about the English language. Also, I would love to see how you use the word compromise in your own words. Create your own sentence using compromise and share it as a comment under this video. I'm excited to see your creative examples. Until next time, keep exploring the wonderful world of words.